So like any other tool, ServiceNow also has a good reporting feature available in here that you know that you can utilize to build different types of report which can be shown in different areas of the application, or you can authorize users from outside ServiceNow environment to access that report as well, right? So you can build your own reports within ServiceNow, and then you can control, you can manage those reports. You can choose different types of reports when you create these. Uh, there are various types of reports available, like the bar charts, the line charts, the donut charts, the pie charts, the maps, right? All these kind of reports and many more. Many more types of reports are available in ServiceNow that we may go ahead and use it. So to create these reports, you will have to use this reports application, which you can find out from the application navigator. Go into this application navigator and type reports. You will see these modules coming in, all these modules, which will help you browse through the reports and creating new reports as well. So if you see here, this getting start module is just a link to the wiki page article which takes you to the reports area and provides you inputs on how these reports can be used within ServiceNow. The view/run report is a reporting portal that gives you access to all the reports created already. So as an administrator, you can see all the reports created within ServiceNow, right? To manage a report, you must be a report admin. So if you have a report admin role, that comes into the roles section. Within user administration and roles, if you go ahead and search for, let's say, report_admin, you will find a role created already, which is report admin, right? And you have also other types of roles available, like report global, report group. So accordingly, you can use it. Report admin is the one that is required to administrate, the reports that you have here within the system. Now, when you click on View Run, you see all the reports that are created already. Right now, I have 276 reports created in my instance, right? Most of these are the sample reports created already as part of this developer instance. Okay? So this gives you the different types. So look at this interface. This shows you, the star mark shows you the favorite reports. So as and when you start using the reports, it will go into the favorite report section for you. This one gives you the type of report it is. Like this one shows me that this is a horizontal bar chart. This one is a list type. This one is a vertical bar chart. This one is a pie chart. These type of reporting, different types of reporting you can see here. You can browse through this report list and look at the icons that you have to understand what type of report it is. Then you have this title of the report. And then reports are also tied to tables because you create report on the data that is stored into some table. So each of the report will be tied to some tables. You may see here the list of tables which is directly related to the reports that you have created here. Right? Then you have scheduled and published columns, which shows whether the report that you have created is an automated report. So there could be a scenario where you want a report to be created and sent to particular set of users on a defined frequency. Right? For example, your manager would ask you, why don't you create a report of all active incidents by day and send me daily, right? So for that, what you will do is you will create a report here within ServiceNow and apply the filter on the incident table, get all the incidents that were created today and are active, and then when you schedule it, you send that as an email to your manager. Right? So that is scheduling feature that you will find out here in the report section. If you do that, you can send it over emails to anybody that you authorize to see that email. Publishing is when you create a report, and you want it to be available for users, so you have to publish that report in your, when you publish that report, that is, public, that is ready for public viewing. Before that, you only you will be able to see that report. Nobody else can see that report. So you have to publish that report, sir, so that it becomes available for public use. Now, when I say public use, it doesn't mean that everybody can use that report. This report can be controlled by you. Who, you can define your audience. You want to show this report to only X number of people, then you can govern that. You can control what number of people and what type of roles or groups that you want to authorize to that report that you have created. Okay. So this is a basic interfacing for reports within ServiceNow that lists out all the reports available. To browse to next, you can use this, uh, you know, arrow buttons to move to the next sections and find out the reports that are created already. If you want to see the report, you have to click on the links under the name of the reports. When you click it, it will actually open up the report and show you the properties that are used for building this report, right? So when and the report itself. So when you build this report, you actually provide different information using which this report will be built, right? So those information you supply here in this area, these are the properties of the reports that I'm talking about. These are the attributes to the report that you are going to associate. Starting with, first of all, the name of the report, which is assets by location, right? And then you identify the type of the data that you are going to associate to it. Right? In this example, it is chosen as table, and the table name is asset table, which is ALM underscore asset. Right? So you are going to create a report on the ALM underscore asset table, and then you are supplying certain attributes to it. Like, the type of the report that we are going to do is list, which means that it is going to show you a list of records, which you can see here down below. This is the output area. This area down below is the output area. The report output of whatever you do here in this upper section will be displayed here. So we chose to have a list of record and we wanted to group it by location, right? So ALM asset table has a location column into it. You can see the list of columns from the table: manufacturer, model, asset tag, serial number, location. Location is a column into the ALM asset table. We are grouping it on the basis of the location field, and then we are showing the number of columns that we wanted to show for each of these records. Right? So you can see here, these are the list of records grouped by the location. Poway, CA, Dallas, Texas, Sydney, Doral. So these are the locations available into the system, and the records from the asset table are grouped according to the location, and you can see the records here. Okay. So this is one type of report that we just saw. Let me go back to some other report and show you. Let's say if I want to see this report, which is
Rahul, can we write a SQL over here to get the report?
you
I
don't
mean,
need to.
from the
You don't.
database.
You don't need to. You see. You do not need to write a SQL query because when you see, SQL query is not the standard way of working with databases in ServiceNow, right? Now, the same stuff that you would do by writing SQL queries, you can do it by applying filters. I'll show you how. Let's say that I want to create a report on what? Project table?
Yeah, if you want to join a two table and create a report, for example, like a country and location.
Right. So for that we will be using views. We will create database views and then we'll use it. That is going to come slightly after we discuss these basic details about the report. So we are going to go and cover that as well. So database views as well. We'll be talking about all these things. So what I'm saying is, so if you are going to create a report, the basic information you have to provide. For example, let's say I want to see all the active incidents by day, right? So if you have to write a query on that, so what you will do, select. So let's assume that we are into MySQL or something, and then we are using MySQL database, and now is a function that is used to uh, get the current date. Not now. Now minus, let's say for today's there must be some function. So um, let's say if I have to filter out on the date only. So let's say date is something like this. So you would do this. You will do select star from incident where active equals to and created equals this date. And so this is the query that you have to write. Here within ServiceNow you do not have to do that. All you have to do is to identify the table. You have this incident table, right? And let's assume that you want to do a pie chart. Pie chart will, it's better to have active incidents by day, so that will be a count. So maybe I can do group by created, aggregation count. So it will give me a pie chart here, which will show you who dropped. I will rather go to bar group by. Gone. Who dropped? Kumaran, you with me? Kumaran,
Yes, yes, yes,
you are with me. Okay.
yes, yes.
Anand, probably he dropped. So
Oh, okay.
see what I did is
I didn't.
I created a report here.
Oh,
I didn't have to choose the pie type. I had to choose the list type. So I am going to create active incidents by day, right? So what I did is I created a report, active incidents by day, chose table as incident, type as list. I do not want to group it by any column, so I'm leaving it here. Now here within this column section, you can choose whatever number of columns you want to display here. For example, if you want to show in the report, you only want to show the number opened, these 5-6 columns, you can go ahead and choose these columns here in the list. If you do not want to see, like say, assignment group, you can get rid of this. If assigned to you do not want to see, updated and updated by you do not want to see, then you will leave these columns here, and then you will, when you run this report, it will actually show you the only those columns which you chose here in this section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these will have the
Okay.
seven columns that you chose here. Right. So I created this active incidents by day on the table incident. Type of report is list, and then I applied a filter here, which is the where condition into the query that you were writing, right? Where active equals
Okay.
true and created equals today. So that's what I did. Active is true and created on today, right? And then I chose the columns that I want to display into this report, and then I ran this report. Since I do not have a incident created today, I do not see a record here. So what we can do is, let's save this report, and then we go ahead and create a incident into the incident table. Now I'll go into the incident table, create a new incident. Now if I go back to the reports, and if I try to find out the report that we created, you can search through the reports that you have here. So I can go ahead and type in the report that I created. I type in active incidents by day, and it will show me my report that I created. Now if I open this report, it should show the one record that we created. Oh, I think I opened a different report than the one that we created. The filters are removed, not this one. This is the same report. This is the same report, but the filters are gone. So let's put the filter one more time. So add filter, then you have to choose
Yes.
active is true and created on today, and now you have to save it. I'm saving it. Now you may see here that since we created one record there, now we can see one record is here, and this report is showing me
Okay.
one record, right?
Mm,
So accordingly, the filters that you apply is actually equivalent to the script that you write here, the SQL commands that you write here in the traditional databases, the RDBMS. So the filters you apply here are equals to that. Now the other question Anand asked about how we can join two tables. So we'll see how we can do that. We'll make use of the report source, the database views, etc., to browse through different tables and then write reports on top of it, right? Because you see here in this data section you have two options available. One is table, so you choose table and then you go ahead and choose different tables that you the table that you want to pick from that list of tables here. What I can also do is I can save this whole report as a data source, as a report source, and then later I can utilize this report source as one of the tables, and then I can use this as a data source, and on top of it I can create a report. Right? So that is also possible. So we'll look through it. We'll see what this report can be, how we can create using views and data sources, report sources. Now this is very simple way of creating a report, but there are different stuffs associated to this. If I come here and if you see this menu, save menu, you will see so many options come available here. Update, insert and stay, publish, delete, schedule, add to dashboard, sharing, and all these. Now, since we created this basic report, the list type of report here, you may think, what is the use of it? Where do I use this report? Right. Now, I'll give you certain examples of where you can use this report. One example is the resource management application that we created. You may see here that I associated a module here which is project type report. And when you open this actually opens up a report for you, right? And this report contains certain information of the project types that you have created already. So the thing is, you created a report and then you associated that report to one application, and then your users are accessing this application so they can see the reports that you have created for them. This is one example. Other example could be, let's say if you want to put this report into a dashboard that you have, if you want to put, let's say on the ITIL homepage, you want to bring that report on here, right? Like this. So you can create your report, then you can go here and do add content. When you do add content, it will ask you what type of component you want to add to the home page, right? You can go ahead and choose reports and then choose the necessary report that you created already. So the same report can be now shown on the home page itself, right? So see, I chose this reports and then I will search for the incidents, and I'll choose active incidents by day. So this is the report we created. Now I'm going to add here on the page and I'm going to close this. So see, the list of report that we created there, active incidents by day, is now getting reflected here on my ITIL homepage. Right? So we just saw two types of uses of the report, one into the application module, another onto the dashboard that we have here. The third type of the same report, third uses of the same report could be, let's say there is one consumer application which is interface to this ServiceNow application, and that application has to show reports within itself. So within that application domain, the third party user wants to show this report that you have created here, right? Can you do that? Yes, you can. For that, you have to publish this report and then authorize the user to use it. Active, active incidents by day. Now see, this report is not published yet. The report that is not published yet cannot be seen by users. Right? Since I am admin, I can see this report, but somebody who is outside my environment, even if he has access to the system and he is not admin, he will not be able to see that. Now see, if I have to publish it, I have to use this menu option from here. Within this drop down menu option, I have to do publish, and doing a publish will give me a unique URL for this report that you can use from anywhere. So I get this URL. Now I can go outside the session, outside the boundary of ServiceNow, Let's say I go into a different browser and I try to access this report. Right now I was into Chrome browser. Now I'm opening up Internet Explorer because that will be like, accessing from outside the session. So it will be different than what we are doing in Chrome. And here I'll try to access the report using the URL, the report URL. So I'll copy paste it here. Let's see what it does. Busy. Okay, it opened here. So it opened the report, but it is not showing anything to me. It should not be opening. It looks like my user ID and password are saved into this browser. That's why this is saved into my browser. Hang on. Right. It is not saved. It's showing me no records to display. So it is just showing me the structural information, but it is not showing me any report information. Now that I have logged into the system, it should show me the record. I logged into and now I refresh the page and I can see the record coming in. Now this is, so I talked about controlling the, authorization of this report. So to do that, you have to use this sharing. In this menu,
Okay.
you have different options. The first one is update. So any change you do to this report and you want to update it, save it, you use that update button. Insert is again the usual stuff, insert and stay, insert into the database. So the report table that you have when you do insert and insert a state, it inserts a new copy of report and returns to the previous page. Right? Insert and stay inserts a new copy of this report into the table and stays on the same page. When you publish the report, the publish item changes to unpublished, right? So you can always go ahead and unpublish this report. When you unpublish this report, this URL will not be valid anymore. You save it, and when you go to, go back to the browser and refresh it, it will not be displayed to you because the report is not available anymore, right? So you can control from here whether you want to publish the report or you do not want to publish the report. Now, since I have published again and I'm saving it, I'll go back and refresh the browser here, it will come back. Again, the filters have gone.
Okay.
Active is true and created on today.
Sorry guys, I have some internet problem. Okay.
Right, so
While there is internet connection problem means your voice is Rahul, your voice is gone, and then the screen is still like that.
is it not moving? Can you not see it?
Now it's okay. I had a couple of minutes ago it happened like that.
Maybe it was a internet
Right.
issue.
For me, it's like IP conflicting, so it's a limited access, limited access. So I close
Okay.
everything in home and then I restart it.
Okay. All right, so you now see that this is being displayed here because I went ahead and published that one more time. And you can use delete for obvious activity. If you want to delete this report, you will use this delete. Schedule is if you want to automatically distribute this report that you created, you can do a schedule. So I created this active incident by day, and now I want to show this to my manager every day, right? So I'll go ahead and create a schedule for this, and I'll write scheduled execution of active incidents by day. This is the report I want to share to my manager, and then I'll add my manager's email ID or whatever, and then let's say I'll put your email IDs as well, and then I'll put Kumaran's email ID. Go back here, and so I want that these three people should be notified every day about the active incident report that I created. So here I will define the frequency. I want to run it on daily basis. So daily at midnight, I'll be sending this report. If you want to make a conditional statement to here to this report, you can use this conditional, and then you can choose the conditions that you want to use to for this report. See, doing that gives you a script window here where you can use your script to do some conditional checks. Let's go by default for now, and I'm going to add this subject to the report, daily incident report.
Rahul, I'm ready. Whenever you stop, you let me know. Okay.
Sure. So here you have scheduled everything. You know, the report has been scheduled. You have your report text written here. Now you define the type of report, PDF landscape, PDF Excel, or XLS. Let's go by PDF landscape for now. If you want to send this as a zip output, you can check this. I'm leaving it right now as is. And I do not want to include any other report, so I'll leave it as is, and then I'll submit it. So what we did, we created a report, active incidents by day, right? We published the report, and now I want that this report should be sent to my managers daily on a defined frequency, daily, at midnight, 12, 12:00 hours, 000 hours every day. So, now I can, let's do a test of it, whether this email is getting sent or not. So to do test, I will open this schedule one more time, and I have this button which is execute now. So for now, we can test it by doing execute now. Later, it will automatically be sent by the execution, the report engine that we have here, which will take care of the timers. As a timer that I've decided here is the daily frequency at 00 hours. So it will automatically be sent at this time, and the system will automatically take care of the timings, etc. Right? To test that right now, I use this execute now button, and the report should be in our inbox any moment. It will be there in your inbox as well. Right? So if you want to look into the logs, if it was sent or not, go into email logs, system logs here, and here it is send ready. It is about to be sent. And see, you can see here the attachment that it contains is the active incidents by day. So this PDF, so this automatically generated that PDF because I chose to have a landscape mode of the PDF. The report that I wanted to send as a report into a PDF format and into the landscape mode. So that is going here. Are you still with me, Kumaran, Anand?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Myself, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes, Rahul.
All right. So it is still send ready. Let me refresh to see if it is sent. So it is still there into the queue. Let me see if email sending is enabled on this instant or not. So I'll look into the email properties just to make sure that email is disabled. That's why it is not sending. I'm just enabling it, saving it, and then I'll go back to logs. And now I'll go to email logs. Let's see if it is sending now. It will be automatically processed by the email queue. So you can see that the email was actually, pushed to the queue for being sent, but my email was not configured here, so it did not go out. Right now it is getting transmitted. Let me refresh it. Yeah, now I can see that the email is sent out and it should be there into our inbox. Here we go. We have the report here according to the properties that we set here. In the report, we set this text as the body of the report, so we have it here. The participants, the recipients of the report are Anand, Kumaran, and me. So you have, all the participants into the to list, and the report comes as a PDF document and is into the landscape format as we decided into the report that we generated, right? The scheduled report, the schedule that we created for the report. See, within this report, we had this information, PDF landscape, we had this text, and we identified the people who will receive this report as well. So you get those reports here. Now, so this is another option that was available here. So let's see other options available into this report. If we open this up, so we are done with the top 4-5 items into this menu. Update, insert, insert and state, stay, unpublish, delete, schedule, add to dashboard we just did. So if you want to add it to the dashboard, you click it and you choose the area on the dashboard where you want to store this report. So if you do add to dashboard, it will open up a pop-up and then you have to show what area of the dashboard you want to show it and what page you want to show it. So for example, I want to show it on system administration view, then you go ahead and choose what area of the page you want to display it to, right? So for that you have to add to dashboard. Sharing is where you define who should have the access to this report. Let's open this sharing. Come on. Let me go back and reopen this. There's some bug or something. It is not opening up. So when you open the sharing settings, you will see different options available. visible to me, everyone, or groups and user. If you do everyone, so it will be actually a public access report. So anybody can access this report. If you do groups and users, then you have to define what group you know can access this report, and only authorized users from that group will be able to see this report, right? Otherwise, if you want to identify individual users from the ServiceNow database, you can go ahead and open up this reference field, which will open up the user table. You can go ahead and pick different users who should be able to see this report, and then you can share this report to these guys. So this way you control who can see your report that you have created. Other options available are export settings. So if you see in the email that we have here, let me zoom out. So this is a list type of report we created that contains some basic information about the report, like title is active incidents by day, run date time is this, it was run by me, Rahul, sys administrator, table name is incident, and query condition that we have applied on this is active equals true and created on today. Sort order, number in descending order that we see here. But then we also see these headers here, active incidents by day, which is on page number 1. And we also see the footers, run by system administrator and runtime, right? These are also customizable. To customize that, you have to see into this export settings that we have here. The export settings, here we have chosen the default header and footer template, right? So if you have to add some more information or if you have to alter these headers and footers, if you want to insert an image, or you want to change the color scheme of the header and footer that we have here, or you want to change anything else into the you know uh, hang on, into the reports headers and footers and the type the way the report is to be displayed, then you can go ahead and do that by going and picking the header footer template, right? Right now I only have one template, but then you can create more templates by going into the report section and headers and footer templates. If you click here, you get this new button. Although you can get it from the report as well. When you do export settings, you get that pop-up coming in for all the header footers which are already defined. If there are defined headers and footers, you can select them. If there are no defined headers and footers, you can go ahead and create them by using this new button. And here you can define what type of information you want to show into the header and footer. So let's say I'll do my header footer or something, right? And in the header configuration, left header content, you are showing this report title. Let's say I am going to change this from report title to uh, user specified text. Report for my manager. Some text just to differentiate what we are doing. And then in the middle header content, I'm going to put page X of Y, and the right header content, I am going to do run by. In the footer, I want to do some, let's say, I want to put an image, and that image that I want to put into the footer, I have to upload it. So let's choose an image, any image. Let's say I want to put this image here, and I do OK. So this image that I just uploaded will go into the footer section of the report. Middle footer content, let's put a sample text here. In right footer content, uh, something like page X, right? And let's save it. So now I have my own header and footer created, and that is under the name of my header footer. Now if I go back to view run reports and open my report, active incidents by day, it now shows that it is scheduled and it is published, right? Because we have done both. If I open this, I choose this menu and do export settings, and here I can go ahead and change this default header footer template. Now I have my own my header footer template, so I'll go ahead and do that and close it, and I'm going to save it. Right, it is saved now. Now I have to go into the scheduled report. I'll quickly save it, and if I run this again, it should send me a report with all the new parameters that we have set into the footer type, header and footers. Looks like it was not executed. Right. Oh, this is sent ready. Let me sort on the basis of created. It is send ready. It will be sent in a short while. It is now sent. Now let's go ahead and see if this is effective into my report that I created. Aha, the filters are gone anyway. Now see, this report is different now. So while I was saving, the filters were gone. So don't mind the number of records that we now see, because the filters were, unsaved. But see the report header and footer. This comes as the sample text that I kept there, report for my manager, page 1 of 5, and run by Rahul as administrator. And in the footer section, you may see your image coming in, the sample text, and page 1. Likewise, it changes to page 2, the image, the sample text. That all changes accordingly. The one that we created, the header and footer. So it comes and appears into the report as we did. Alright. So that comes from the header and footer templates that we created. Alright. Now there are a few more options available here. Export settings we did. Export to PDF. It's just that extension to exporting it to PDF format. So it will ask you to choose the type of a PDF report, portrait or landscape. So the way you want to generate the report, it will generate the same, and then you can send it now, generate now, or send it as an email. So that is an option available here. And then the other option that you see here is save as a report source. So when we talked about using different tables to create this report, you can also consider doing this. You can save this report as a report source, the incident table, and later on this data source that you create, you can choose this report source from here, and then you can add additional filter to the report that you are creating, and then you create new reports. So tomorrow we'll see on database views, and we'll see how we can use this report source to create the report. The last
Okay.
option that we have here is the report history. That will show you, the number of times you have changed this report, the history information, all that comes into the report history. So it shows that this report has been run 3 times, and the average runtime that I have here is 343 milliseconds. Runtime is 372 milliseconds. This is the last runtime report. Groups and user information, whatever we have selected in the report, that will come up here. The type of report is list, created by as admin, last modified date is this, scheduled true, published true. So this report you get it here. So this was a sample report of the list type. There are various other types of reports available. You may see here list, donut, line, column, area, spleen, bar, horizontal bar, Pareto, histogram, pie, donut. All these type of reports are available, right? So depending upon the type of requirement we have and the way we want to decorate our report, we can choose the report here, and all these reports that we have here, the type of information which is required to build that report may differ, right? For list, I just needed this list type, and I chose the number of columns I wanted to display, added a condition filter here. If I wanted to do a group by, I'll do a group by, and then that's done. But if it is a heat map or something, let's say if it is a Pareto, the output, the parameters for this report will change. See, if I do this Pareto type, then the number of groups come here. If I do, let's say, pie chart, then the options change. I get this aggregation here. So that is all related to the type of report that you choose here. If I do, let's say, box type, then I'll get this measured by, and then you have to put different parameters here, and basis that this report will be created. If I have to do, let's say, map type report, so I go and set the map type here, then I have to choose the map data, right? So different combination of location filters, etc., where you want to show the report on the map, and then you choose the different map that you will use to show that report. So your exercise is to go and use as many report types available in here to make use of them, and then look at the different filters that we have here, right? So that will be an exercise for you to utilize these maps, these reports, filters here, and different types of reports.
Okay.
Okay.
Rahul, can you make me present or I can show you the workflow which I want to show?
Sure.